Okay people, you know the drill. We pick a Transformers character and we rank their respective incarnations in a totally non-biased manner. 3, 2, 1, let's go. Generation 1. The Generation 1 version of Soundwave is Megatron's chief in communications. As the most loyal servant, he'll rat out his fellow Decepticons when they're making POWs fight and will carry his damaged body out of an active battlefield. This version of Soundwave also has the ability to hypnotise lower life forms, as we see him do when he opens up a disco. Not just that, but he does also produce the Energon cubes for the Decepticons and had a rivalry with the Autobot DJ Blaster. This version of Soundwave may be Megatron's most loyal servant, but unlike his future counterparts, is also power hungry, as when Megatron is clinging to death life. I just kicked my desk. Oh my god, I just kicked my desk. Oh my god. This version of Soundwave is also power hungry, as when Megatron is clinging on for dear life, he votes to have Megatron banished into space, and is then one of the Decepticons who throws their hat in the ring to take his place. He can then be seen at Starscream's coronation. The most memorable thing about the Generation 1 Soundwave, however, is his cool radio voice.
As you command, Megatron.
And his boombox alternative mode. So this Soundwave can go on A tier, because he's the original and set a high bar for the others to pass. Dark of the Moon. The Soundwave in Dark of the Moon is a vindictive Decepticon, a master of espionage and cover-ups. But before I continue talking about him, I bet you're wondering why I'm not talking about his appearance in Revenge of the Fallen, and simply put, it's because the movie sucks and I don't want to watch it. Continuing with the discussion at hand, the Soundwave in Dark of the Moon is a conspiracy master, as he covered up the moon landings and threatened, manipulated and killed the economy just to keep the secrets of Sentinel Prime. The Soundwave of Dark of the Moon is a monster who hides in plain sight. He spends the first half of the film pretending to be Sam's girlfriend's car, even being right next to the Autobots at one point, and is never suspected, only revealing himself when he takes Sam's girlfriend hostage and uses some appendages that Rule 34 artists would pay top dollar for. His appearance in the Titan video game, that I made a video on, you should totally go watch after this video, is one of his best, as Soundwave falls from space to an island and then just blows it up. And the worst part is yet to come, as during the Battle of Chicago, Soundwave is able to capture a handful of Autobots, and when told that he shouldn't be keeping prisoners and should just kill them, he agrees to, but then takes it a step further and decides to kill them and turn their bodies into trophies.
You need to teach them about respect.
I understand. No prisoners, only trophies.
And because this Soundwave appeared in Dark of the Moon, which is the best live-action Transformers film, he gets an S tier. The Soundwave in Transformers Animated starts life out as a child's toy, which gains self-awareness after Sorry Sumdak upgrades him with a Allspark key one too many times, and doesn't even notice when Megatron takes advantage and manipulates the young bot. It's also worth noting that killing this version of Soundwave is more difficult than Elden Ring. Anyways, once Soundwave achieves his final form and takes control of all machines and Detroit, which brings the city to its knees, well, until the Autobots step in, the next time we see this version of Soundwave is during Christmas, when one of the Autobots' human enemies gains the rights to the toy and begins to mass produce it, allowing the real Soundwave to move undetected, and once he drugs the Autobots and captures them, he uses thousands of toy Soundwaves to hypnotise the citizens of Detroit, which keeps Sorry Sumdak busy while Soundwave traps the Autobots in a VR simulation whilst he reprograms them. The coolest part is he actually is successful in reprogramming the Autobots, even stopping their escape attempts, and when fighting against Sorry's new Autobots, he fights with a pair of Minicon guitars, and then gets into a literal axe fight with Optimus, which he does lose, but because of all this, he gets a spot on S tier, and we go on to the next. The War for Cybertron Soundwave is a part of the aligned continuity, but I'll be classing him as a different version to his Transformers Prime counterpart, because then there's two different characters, and that means I can extend the video's runtime, and that means, of course, I can get more ads.
We've got to have money.
The War for Cybertron version of Soundwave acts closely to his G1 counterpart in the respect that he makes Energon cubes and is Megatron's most loyal servant, even sneaking into Autobot City so he can retrieve Megatron's body. Megatron even trusts him to lead the first wave that boards the Ark. This Soundwave is also trusted with overseeing the Decepticons' prison, Kaon. Not just that, but Megatron allows Soundwave to torture Zeta Prime and allows him to set up traps for the Autobots, and because of that, he gets to go on B tier. Transformers Prime's version of Soundwave has a special place because he's completely mute and only says 4 words throughout the entire 3 seasons of Prime.
Soundwave superior. Autobots inferior.
But he doesn't need to. He's a skilled fighter, and the coolest thing is, Megatron can call him a friend. This Soundwave will do anything to protect and serve Megatron, from having Laserbeak stalk Starscream when he suspects Starscream might make an attempt on Megatron's life, to fighting Arachnid in hand-to-hand combat when she attempts a coup, or the time he fought the sword-wielding Wheeljack. He's such a crucial part of Decepticon operations that the Autobots had to plan a kidnap so they can steal data from him, but because Soundwave has balls bigger than Manhattan Island, he would rather lobotomize himself than let Megatron down. In fact, Soundwave is so powerful, that not only is he Megatron's first lieutenant for a time, but can also open ground bridges, allowing him to send Decepticons from Cybertron to Earth, or vice versa. He's such a threat that when the Autobots invaded the Nemesis, a full part of their plan revolves around trapping Soundwave in the Shadow Zone, and because of that, he gets A rank, and on to the next one we go. The Soundwave in Robots in Disguise is the same Soundwave as in Transformers Prime, due to Robots in Disguise being a direct sequel to Prime. This is a Soundwave pushed to his limits, as he's willing to nuke the entire Earth just to summon Megatron, but his status still stands, as when he escapes the Shadow Zone, Bumblebee is shaken to his core, and Soundwave is also able to take down Grimlock with a little effort. He can even beat Steeljaw, a Decepticon the B-Team constantly fails to capture. Soundwave also uses Minicons to steal the equipment from the B-Team and never gets noticed. Unfortunately, this Soundwave appears in Robots in Disguise, so just for that, he gets an F tier. The last Soundwave on our list is the most recent Soundwave, and in my opinion the coolest because of how he's portrayed. Now currently Soundwave has only appeared once in the 8 currently available episodes of Earthspark. You see, Transformers Earthspark takes notes from IDW Comics, as we see Transformers in a post-war environment. Megatron has abandoned the Decepticons, who even though they are free, they are treated like second-class citizens, and those who don't obey the laws are given life in prison, and Megatron helps hunt them down. Even minor vandalism can earn you life, and this does not sit well with Soundwave. The Autobots aren't even the only issue for the cons, as the evil Dr. Mandroid also hunts them down. The cons are so scared they stick to hit-and-run tactics to survive, with Soundwave being one of the last 3 Decepticons. He feels betrayed by his idol and former friend. In fact, he feels so betrayed that he takes to setting a trap by having his Minicons lure the Autobots out so he can jump them. And whilst everything goes to plan for a few moments, Soundwave's emotions get the better of him as he directs all his anger on Megatron and even makes things personal.
Soundwave. Attack Megatron.
Do not make this personal, Soundwave.
It already is.
This Soundwave acts like Iron Man and can fly around and use repulsor technology to fight his enemies. Even though he gets captured, it all goes to plan, as he allows Ravage to escape so he can perform recon and eventually help the other Decepticons to escape. So this Soundwave gets an S+ tier. And there we go, my rankings of the different Soundwaves, so thanks for watching, and go watch my other videos, or I'll make an Overwatch funny moments montage. So with that threat, till next time.